Welcome bike pervs, you guys asked for a bike check. I don't like to disappoint, so this is my race machine for 2024, my mountain bike XC race machine. It is Georgina the Giant, also known as the Giant Anthem Advanced Pro 29.1 I think it is. So if you're after a super in-depth review of the bike, I can't give you that, I've only ridden it once. This is going to be your basic what's on the bike, how it's set up, etc for my race season. This bike is completely standard as what you'd get on the Giant website. I'm not going to change anything, I haven't changed anything, and the colourway, I don't even know how you pronounce it, so I'm going to pop it somewhere on the screen. It doesn't really do it justice in this light, but it like changes colour. It's like 1 minute it's purpley, 1 minute it's green, if that makes sense to anyone. But I absolutely love the colour. If you ever bump into me at a race, come and take a look at it, because the camera just does not do it justice at all. It looks super slick. But forks wise, at the front we've got Fox 34s I think they are, and they're 110mm of travel, and at the back we've got Fox, it's called like Flex Point at the back, the suspension. My knowledge of bikes is bleak. I like racing them is the important bit, but we've got 100mm of travel at the back, so 110 front, 100 rear. The bar and stem, we've got the Giant Contact, I think they are SLR, it's Giant Contact SLR handlebars, and then it's the Contact XC stem. Stem length is 70mm. And they are Giant XC grips on there. They're slightly different to what I was running on my previous bike. I had some Troy Lee design like rubber ones. These are like foamy feeling. So obviously I've only ridden them once. I don't know how they're gonna feel. Like, are they going to be slippery in the wet? I don't know. Someone that's got the foam type grips will probably be able to help us out in the comments. In terms of brake, we've got a 180 rotor on the front, 160 on the back, and we're running Shimano XT brakes. They feel super good, absolutely pucker. As well on the suspension, we've got full lockout at the front. So this lever here completely locks out front and rear, and then one click releases it. Really nice setup. I had to move it about a bit to get like the dropper seat post in, stuff like that, so I could reach all the buttons. I didn't have that on my previous bike, and that is going to be a game changer. You know, when you're trying to put down the power, when you're on a full suspension bike, guys that have ran full suspension will know, sometimes you feel like you're not fully getting down the power because you're like bobbing up and down a bit, and it is super easy just to lock it out with your thumb. I didn't realise how much of a game changer that's going to be, but when you're on like, sometimes in the UK we have them like long draggy gravel straights and gravel climbs, that is going to make a huge difference. And it's also got like a mounting point under the top tube where you can get the brain installed. I don't know much about it, but I think then it like automatically adjusts your suspension and stuff like that. So someone will probably know in the comments as well. As I said, your man's not a biking genius. So if I did want to upgrade in the future, I think Giant do a bike that already comes with the brain in, but your man preferred the colourway. So other things, the shifter is SRAM electronic shifting, and we've got the GX rear mech. It's the new one that doesn't have the rear mech hanger now, so it's bolted in like through the rear axle. I've seen some bits online about this where people have like stood on the rear mech. I am not going to do that to my bike to prove to you it's solid, but supposedly it's not meant to break off. Getting used to it and testing it, seeing how it feels. You're meant to be able to shift under load. My old setup was the SRAM XO stuff, so I thought you could shift under load on that. Maybe I was just absolutely destroying my gears, but supposedly on this, or I probably don't have enough torque for it to not shift, but supposedly you can now shift under load. The cassette is a 10-50-52 and that is the GX cassette as well, and then the GX chain. The only difference is we've got SRAM XO cranks with a power meter in there, so that is pucker. I love riding, training, racing with a power meter. I love looking at the numbers after, so it is sweet as having that. Really cool addition to the bike. On the front, we have a 32 tooth SRAM chainring, and then the pedals are Shimano XTR. They didn't come with the bike. Bikes don't come with pedals, as most people know. They were a Del Boy edition. Thank you, Del Boy. The dropper seat post is a giant one. It's same little lever here, drops down. Everyone knows how dropper seat post works. Ping, up it comes. Wow. Absolutely lovely. That was one of the other bits that I had to fiddle about with and move so that I could get dropper seat post and the lockout all in one spot and be able to reach it with my tiny little baby hands. And the other thing is the shifter. The gear shifter on this is slightly different now. It's all done on your thumb. So shifting up a gear, easier gear, harder gear, easier gear is all done on your thumb now. On my previous bikes and bikes I've ridden in the past, it'd be like thumb for easier gear, finger over the top for the harder gear, if that makes sense. I think people will know what I'm trying to explain there. It's now all done on like a 2-paddle shifting system, which it took a bit of a while to get used to on the practice lap, but you get used to it super quick. So I was used to it by the race when I raced at the Gorick, which was epic. The bottle cage I've added. The wheels are Giant XCR 130 carbon wheel set, 30mm internal rim width. Super nice. They look slick as well. And I'm running Maxxis Aspens on them. They come as standard on the bike. They are 29-inch wheels, but they're by 2.4. So my previous wheels, tyres, I was running the Vittoria Mezcal's 2.25, so slightly thinner, but I am informed by Del Boy, my legendary bike mechanic and dad, that 2.4s is the thing now for the top boys racing in like abroad, basically. He just was sort of, Del Boy might be wrong, I might be wrong, but helping like get better grip, absorb some of the courses now overseas, and what like the pros are racing on are super technical. So that is going to help me because I need the help on the technical skills. And I think these are pretty fast tyres. I haven't personally used them, but I listened to the Trainer Road podcast, and I think the guy on there, Jonathan, is always talking about Aspens, so I'm assuming it's these tyres. Someone will also let me know in the comments down below. But they look super fast, and I ran them at the Gorick in the muddy conditions down at about 18 psi. Still had plenty of grips and nothing to worry about there, which was nice. And a few of the other little bits, we have got a chain catcher, which is MRP. Any bike that comes with a chain catcher is an absolute win for me, because there's nothing worse than when you're in a race and your chain jumps off and you've got to get off, put it on, lose time, faff about. And when you're in that race mode, you always mess up trying to get your chain back on. I've put a K-edge mount on the front as well, on the stem there, and it's purely so that I can film the race footage videos for you guys. The saddle is a Physique Anteras, I think that's how you pronounce it. But that is a little look at the whip for 2024, and in all honesty, she's a dream bike, baby. And like I said, it is completely standard what you'd get on the Giant website. I can't give you a full review on it, and to be honest, even if I did, for me personally, I think if you blindfolded me and put me on different bikes, I probably am not good enough, skilled enough to feel the difference between them. Like, I feel like now all top level bikes are amazing. That's as simple as that. It's a carbon frame for the weight weenies out there. We weighed it in the shop. It weighed about 10.2 kilos. That is with a large frame. But I am super, super happy with the whip. Hopefully I can do it justice this year in some races and have some good results. I'll bring more of an updated review on the cassette and stuff once I've ridden it a bit more, got used to it. One thing I have noticed is like the jockey wheels are so much bigger on this. I don't know why. Is it faster? Who knows? But that is the bike. I'm super happy with it and lucky to be riding this in 2024. If you've got any questions, pop them down in the comments below. But for the bike pervs out there, I hope you enjoyed this little video on my whip, and I'll catch you in the next one.